Cool. All right. So this wasn't like a super long video. I just wanted to come on really quickly. I kind of was up like all night testing out some software, right? And lately, I just been kind of hanging out, just doing what I like to do, and because I want to just have fun, right? Everything can't be business all the time. Most of the time, it is for me because now I'm just totally into like building long-term relationships. But that's exactly what I wanted to talk about. So there's a good reason why you should like build a long lasting and meaningful relationships in business, right? All money ain't good money, and a lot of times you're gonna find yourself doing business with people that you may not like. And the reason why I'm coming out and saying that is because just lately, I've had a couple of deals where I could have scored some decent money doing some influencer marketing, but I didn't like the people, right? And another reason for me like not putting out any more informational products is because some of the people that are buying my products I don't want to do business with. And it had nothing to do with like even like the refund people or anything like that. What it had to do with was the people that do refund had absolutely no like business, or they didn't care about whether or not they actually used the course. They were just like collecting courses, right? For the sake of doing it. You know, there's no way that I can watch a course without pulling the trigger on some part of it. There'll be always be a nugget that I can find. There's no way that I can read a book, even the first chapter, if there's something in it. The last like few books I read, I found info in the intro, right? There's always a nugget of something. So me myself personally, I don't like doing business with those type of people, even if all they're doing is buying my course. Here's the thing: most of the time, those type of people are dumbasses, and those are the type of people that can't figure out how to log into a website, and so they're bugging me about it, right? So to give you an example, I had someone purchase some of my more expensive, all of my courses, right? Spent $1,000 or $1,500 or whatever it was, and then just refunded all of them. Well, I only need this one. Dude, do you realize that you're inconveniencing me, though? Now I have to, refund everything. And, oh, but I figured it out, though. This is the one I want. Dude, that's not how my policy goes. Which takes me to this. Sometimes people think that everybody owes them something, and they don't. What's up, Chris? People don't owe you shit. And you can see how people talk inside of a forum or a group or even just a webinar, right? You can look and see that the language they use makes them believe, or you think that they believe, you can see that they believe that everybody owes them something like respect or just listen to what I'm telling you, and nobody owes you none of that. So if you're going through life thinking that a bunch of people owe you a certain amount of respect or money or anything, business, or a certain amount of even like I can't I think of the word right now, but just an etiquette even, right? Just that much of anything. They don't. So you have to be careful who you're going to do business with, right? So all money ain't good money. So putting yourself in a position where you don't need any is really good. And I'm not even talking about a monetary position. I'm talking about mentally. Having your head in a place to where money isn't your goal is important, right? Now, I haven't done one of these videos in a while because I can tell that a lot of you guys are like, man, I just want to learn how to click a button, right? So I told you how to click buttons for a day. But this is some shit that I kind of like decided to talk about. Well, because it's my fucking channel. I just want to talk about something, right? So, it's lessons that I've learned. And I want to pass this on to maybe somebody that's actually paying attention and actually doing some work. So, understanding that people, like you're being in a position of expecting something from your clients is what I'm talking about. When you won't get that from your clients, when you won't get that from your customers, they're only going to be a bunch of dumbasses. And that's like a negative way of looking at things, but it's a way not to set yourself up for disappointment. So changing your mindset and not letting money be your goal will really eliminate a lot of that disappointment, right? But it'll also eliminate why you may have done business with one person or the next. Well, this guy's got a $25,000 contract. Well, I don't care because this dude is not in line with my future goals. This guy is not within my intentions, right? So I'll just give you an Oprah Winfrey quote. She talked about how there was a woman about to go on her show and talking about how her daughter killed herself or something like that. And Oprah asked the woman, what is it that you want? Like, are you just coming on the show to get attaboys? Are you just coming on the show to get, oh, I'm so sorry, and let me sell you my book? And the woman's answer was, I'm coming on here because I really want other people to know that your children could be hurting and you need to investigate that before they kill themselves or whatever it was. And Oprah said, okay, I can do that. And you need to ask your customers that, right? So I want to give you another example, a live example. I have a $25,000 deal on the table right now. And we asked my client, who is your target customer? It's a really good question, and it should be one that he has because he has his program and he has his product already, and he said, I never thought about that. I want you to think about that for a second, right? So here it is. You're a marketing professional. You're a sales professional, right? And your job is to talk to people about your client's product in one way or another, or even your own product, right? And they tell you that they have no idea who their target audience is. I said, well, who is your dream customer? Who would that be? And he says, Sonny, I don't know. I never really thought about that. And so his goal is, he says, Sonny, I want you to take my company to $1 million in recurring revenue by the end of the year. Well, how is that possible when I don't even know who to talk to? So if he doesn't come up with an answer and tell me, Sonny, this is my client, this is my dream client, here's who I don't want to talk to, which is a more important question, which John actually asked. Here's who I don't want to talk to. Here's what I do, who I do want to talk to. Here's my message. Then I can help you. But unless you know that, then I have to turn the $25,000 down because then I look stupid when it comes time to talk to somebody about his product and it ends up being the wrong people. So unless he comes with that answer, you have to say no, right? But the reasoning for doing business with him has absolutely nothing to do with money. It has absolutely everything to do with getting the right message out there about his product. And I know for a fact, if he doesn't know who his dream customer is, if he doesn't know who his product is built for, he's going to lose, right? I'm not getting on that losing team, dude. I'm going to start off on the Titanic, and I know it's going to sink. No, thank you. So be careful. Be careful who you're going to do business with. Pay attention to the signs. And if money is your only goal, you're going to end up doing business with a whole bunch of people that you don't want to do business with. And they're going to piss you off. I'm living proof of it, dude. They're going to irritate the shit out of you. It's so much that you just don't want to talk to them. And I can tell you this, Russell Brunson warned me. He told me it was going to happen. I didn't listen. I just went for the money. And now I'm stuck talking to a bunch of dumbasses. I promise you, man. So do yourself a favor. Give yourself a North Star. I'll tell you something else, right? This same customer is not really in my North Star. He's not in my direction, right? So I asked myself, thank you. Coffee is here. Sooner or later, I'm out of here. Oh, man, that's that hazelnut stuff. All right, so he's not a part of my North Star. So I asked myself for some clarity, what do you want to do? If you didn't have to do anything today, Chris, what is that for you? If you didn't have to do anything, you guys that are here, chat, tell me, if you could do anything that you wanted to do without working, what would that be? And for me, that would be being on a fishing a boat every day on my own sailboat with my knees in the breeze, with a cocktail in my hand, with a rod hanging off the side of it, trying to catch somebody's fish. Daily. That's what that would be for me, right? And I wouldn't talk to anybody except for my wife. Let me make that clear. My wife, my grandkids, and my children would be the only conversations I would have. I wouldn't talk to anybody, right? So, but because I do need to make money and it is a necessity, then I try to make everything that I do in my North Star heading in that direction. Talking to the least amount of people I possibly can, doing business with people that are heading in that direction, which for me is fishing people, right? So my niche is fly fishing, fishing equipment, and outdoor equipment because that's where I want to lead myself. Now, if somebody comes to me tomorrow with a house that you never have to go outside and everything is automated on the inside, I have to ask myself, is that what you want to sell? Right? Is that really? That's not headed in your direction, dude. Right? What if I have to live in this house for a while? It would suck because I want to go out and go fishing, right? And that's an extreme example, but my point is it's not heading in my direction, right? So I want you to figure out when you do business with people, what direction are you headed? Give yourself a North Star, just and follow that path. And you're gonna go in different ways, right? Because stars are far away, right? So you're gonna go right, you're gonna go left or whatever, but you're gonna head the same direction as that star as much as you can. When you do that, then you'll start realizing that a lot of people aren't on that path that your star is in. You're gonna say, well, fuck, this dude just really isn't in line with where I'm headed. So Chris, you know, you're talking about you want to be a wrestling coach. Well, what if somebody comes up and says, well, I want to, I don't know, just to say football, even though I know you'll play football, but just to say football. And you're like, well, football's not my thing. I'm into wrestling. Let me just head forward, right? Let me head forward in the wrestling direction. Now, maybe I might do a little side coaching to help you with some training or whatever, but I don't want to coach a football team. So that's kind of the direction that you need to head into, right? Be careful of people you do business with because you'll disappoint yourself, you'll disappoint them, and nobody will be happy. So at the end of the day, you need to be happy, and so does the customer. So save yourself time, save them time and money, and maybe you'll just have to say no, right? So that's all I got for you today, right? It wasn't like some big old giant, how to make $1 million using Instagram without ever talking to anybody. You know, it wasn't that. It's just good old common fucking sense.